Okay, we got something new today that we're building, and it's like a Christmas bulb, or an ornament, but it looks like a bulb, okay, but it's made out of wood. So we're going to go and show you guys how to make it. We're going to give you the best we can make it. So first of all, what we did, we're using fence boards, and they're about the easiest to pick up, about the cheapest too. But you can make a lot of things out of fence boards. This in here is it's going to be 16 inches this way, and then 2 3/8 wide. And I'm using the 5/8. They do make a 3/4. I'm just going to ahead and use the 5/8 boards. So let me show you how I get this started. Okay, the first thing I did is I said I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Of course, I got a backstop here, which might be something you might want to think about. It. Get this and look a little more. And I'm not going to clamp them down. I'm just using this to hold the wood for me. Okay. So we'll start out with 6 of them across like this. Try to line them up as best you can so we can get these cut. Now, what I did is I found the center of the board here, and I went ahead and measured it. So it came out to 8 inches since the board's 16 inches long this way. And what it's going to come out to, it's going to be 16 inches by 16 inches. That's the way it's going to come out to. Okay, so I got the center done, and I put a line through the center so I can go ahead and get everything lined up. And I'll show you here in a minute. The last board we don't want to put onto it at the end, but we'll go ahead and do this way. So these boards down through here are going to be 1 inches wide here. And of course, the 5/8 again, and then 16 inches long. You're going to have this board's going to be 16 inches long this way. And you're going to need 3 of those. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Okay. So the center, of course, you're going to have to find the center of this board here when you get it done later. This will be a 1/2 inch from here and a 1/2 inch from here for your center board. Now, I use a spacer, and I made this spacer. Now you can make them the 16-inch spacer. You want to make a 16-inch spacer. I didn't. I just had a piece of wood, and that spacer is 1/2 inch this way here. So it's kind of 1/2 inch laying down like this. And then, of course, like I said, or it's 16 or whatever you think. But if you want a smaller, it don't matter. And by 3/8. So it has to be 3/8 across this way here. From here to here, it's got to be 3/8. Okay. Now, the hole in the center is going to be for me putting it on the other tool over there, the bandsaw, so I can cut the circle out. Because the center of this board here is going to be 3 here and 3 there. So you're not going to have a place in the center to drill a hole or to put something in it so you can turn this board on that the other saw. So how we start out, we start at the first one, and we just stick the spacer in between here, the 3/8 spacer. And then you just press back and then take your first board. Now this got to be on this side, your first board. Okay. Now you got to be careful where you staple these at. The reason why, because if you staple up here somewhere, when you go to cut the circle, it's not going to come out to a 16-inch piece circle completely. It's going to come out to a 14-inch circle, because you're going to end up cutting it down a little bit to get it. You'll see what I'm talking about when I do it. Because if you go 16, it's going to come out around. It's not going to it won't hit it. So we just went this because we like the 14s. So the first piece will be right here. Then we have another piece on this side. We can get those 2 staples in. So you just hold back on it. And then I staple as close as I can to the end right here. Just so when you put it on a bandsaw, you're not taking the chance of running the bandsaw, the blade through that staple. So keep these 2 on the inside like this. Okay. Then we'll work our way down. Get this out right. Pull your little thing out right. Oh, now I got to get the other one. Yeah, see what happens. You're not paying attention. Now these can go right here. Now I can pull that out. And then we just do the next one. Now, if you got lines already, running down through your boards, and you're pretty much set. Just have to pull them in a little bit. Do your next one. You don't have to really worry about these being lined because when you cut it, you're going to cut the ends off anyway. Just try to keep it straight, straight as you can down through there. Just like that. Now remember, put these as close as you can to the end here, like on the inside here. Now you can always go back and, if you got more room, you can always go back and re-staple this. All right, now we're going to take our little spacer here, and we're going to put it right through the middle. Okay, and I'm going to line mine up. Now I can't really tell you what size hole to put into your little spacer because I don't know what you're using on your saw. To make that round circle, your pins can be bigger than mine, so you have to match that pin up on that saw in order to get that right cut. So we're going to take it over to the scroll saw, or not the scroll saw, but the bandsaw. And we're going to go ahead and cut that out. Okay, we got it lined up here to get ready to cut it. Like I told you, I can't really tell you what size pin here in the middle because yours can be different than mine. So let's go ahead and get the circle cut, and hopefully we don't hit these staples. I'm pretty sure I put them in the right spot. Okay, you got a nice round circle, and then I guess you could glue this if you want to glue it, and then make sure you have your staple. I mean your spacer here. Now you can. What I did, I'm going to show you this other one here. What I did is I went ahead and cut the bottom off, so you can shave that bottom off a little bit on the back or the front. Doesn't matter. Now the board in the back, see how they're spaced, and I got the center one coming up. Cause we made this a little piece here. Then you can make them different. This is what I thought I liked. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top off right here. Let me see if I can turn it around here and cut it off just enough. It would like go through here, right across here, like this on both top and the bottom. You understand? And that way it'll give that little bit of a flat look. And then when you make something like this, it's going to set down in like this just a little bit, you know what I mean, for the top piece. So it will kind of look like this. See what I'm saying? But this is what it comes out to. We paint them, this one here, of course, you can see it's red, but you can paint them different colors. If you got stencils, you can put little snowflakes on the stuff. I did make a little plaque. I'm messing around with things like this. Just some real thin wood. It's starting to bow up a little bit, but we're going to redo it again. But I ran it through the planer. But you can build something like this and kind of, glue it or staple it or whatever on there, just to give it that Christmas look. If you want to take something like that and decorate, I thought it was really nice. So all I have to do now is go back and I'm going to cut these pieces off. Be right back. Okay, we got these cut up. And what I'm going to show you, you just pick out your best, whatever, because you're going to need to sand this if you want to, unless you're going to leave it rough like this. Some people put stain on it and look really nice. But we're going to go ahead and probably end up painting them. So we're going to sand the tops of them so it'll be smooth. We got this piece here. Like I said, we're going to put it up here. And then you just got to cut it to match it to whatever you cut off up here on the top. You know what I'm saying? And pick your best side. Whatever side you think looks better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And both of them don't look too bad. And then stick this piece here. But like I said, you got to match it up to cut it off. And I just took a piece of wood, and I think that is an 1.5 inch Forester bit in the middle. That's how I got that one. And I just took a square block of wood, like 4 inches by 4 inches, you know, just a square block, and then just kind of draw it out myself, make a little loop there. But I drilled the center first in the middle of that 4 inch, so that would be a 2 inch center. And then after that, I went ahead and just cut this out. I use sander on some of that to cut some of this out. But that's basically, it's not a biggie. Okay, so we want to take this last piece, and of course you're going to have to cut it down. I cut everything into 16 inches long. It's a lot easier just to rip it on the saw or what measurements than just, you know, worry about it. But once you get your top piece on, or just kind of settled up where you like it, have it, and then take this here, goes through your center. So that's 1 inch. You want to divide it to 1/2 inch here to find your center, and then I just placed them on it. You're not going to see it anyways. And then, of course, I cut it off in 15 inches instead of 16 inches. So, you know, the 16 inch would come up a little higher since we didn't put it on the saw, on the bandsaw and cut it. If we would put it on a bandsaw and cut it, you wouldn't have it. But you want that little bit left over on top so you can catch this piece up here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll get the bottom here, 1/2 inch mark. Okay, there you go. That just needs painted up here a little bit. Put some paint on it. You can see how it went on the back, just like that. And then, like I said, you ended up with, you know, one of these, just like this here. They're a lot of fun to make. Like I said, once you get your pattern all set up, you can make little plaques like this. I just took the measurement from here, and then it's 10 inches across. So this would be 10 inches by, I think, 5. It comes out to. And then if I like, I can go ahead and staple that onto there, maybe some pin nail it, glue it. Or I can make some other type of little plaque or something, you know, that you would like to make. But I did sand these. Now, I have other ones I made before. Oh, let me go ahead and tell you how. There's that little piece of metal in here that everybody likes. I don't know, just to kind of give it that rigid look, you know, on top here. And I have a piece on there, but I'll show you how I made that before I go on. It's just a display piece. You don't really need it. You can paint that silver. You know what I'm saying? You can paint the top silver. You don't have to put that little piece of metal if you don't want to. But they have a tool here, which I've always had this for many, many years when I did furnace work. And that's actually what this tool was for, is to crimp the furnace pipe so you can make 2 pieces of furnace pipe cut off to join each other. And they come out with, you know, little pieces like this here. So if I was going to make one, I would just, you know, you can buy these things at Home Depot or Lowe's or one of them. They sell them back where the, you know, the furnace ductwork, the pipes are, the insulation pipes and stuff like that. And all it does is just, it grabs a hold of it like this and just kind of crimps it. And then you, of course, that's a wide piece and you have to go back through and then, you know, do this other side. Probably could have got it straighter, but you can see it has a little rigid like these ones do. But that's what that's for. That's to make them for pipe. So let me go ahead and get started. I want to show you something else. Now, These come out real good. Like I said, I'll sand this and paint this. I like mine painted. I was going to try one stain. We made these year before last, and see like these little things like this. We sold quite a few of them. People love these things. You can hang them on your door, hang them on a wall, just about any place, you know. But really nice. You just have to have some stencils, and then take your time and paint it on there like this. And then you know, we make the little bows and stuff like this. But right here's one for example. But these, they're almost exactly like the little ornaments, or you want to call these bulb ornaments, you know, almost exactly the same, but you don't leave no space in between them. You know what I mean? You just kind of put them all together. So if I was going to do something like this, I would probably just take, you know, it depends on how big the circle's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So I would just stick them together like this, all straight together. See? And then, of course, there's a little bit difference in like the measurements from the distance from here. Of course, you want to find your center, because the center with this would be 8 inches. And if you want to cut it into it and make a circle out of 14, you're going to have to make sure these stay around 14. I think a little bit longer. So if I put it in, say I wanted to use this one, what do I do with that roll here? I would just measure. Right now I got the slats are 1.5 inches, so I would put 1.5 inch slat down through here, board, and then 1.5 inches over here, and then I have 3 5/8. So I had to figure out how far to bring it over on the edge. So I brung this one out to 3 5/8 by 3 5/8 on each side of that 1.5 inch board. Okay, that way when I go to cut it into the circle, what happens is you know, if you don't get your right measurements from the center out, or in your disc, the size of your disc, because you know what happens, you end up with no boards at all. You know what I mean? You either end up with too many boards and you don't cut it, or you don't end up enough at all. But these are really nice to make. The plain people love these things. It's, you know, I think you can buy them too. I don't know if I've seen them in Walmart or not. I might have. I've seen them somewhere. Maybe it's in Michael's or something. This one here, it's got a little bit thicker wood. We's messing around with them. I got a real big one here. We made this one. Yeah, I thought these were nice. What is this thing? This 16-inch circle. That's a 16, and this is actually supposed to have been a 12, but it's 11 1/4. That's what it cut down to when I put it on the saw. And then this is one I've had down in the shop for a while. It needs cleaned up and repainted, but you know, just something like this, and you just finish it. We never finished it. You know, putting a bow on it, maybe some other things you like to put on it. So it's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in making these, like I said, I'll tell you what, I think these were all cut. No, each one was cut different. So if I give you a 16-inch measurement off a 16-inch, maybe you can build one of those. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boards, and I know it had to be longer than 16 inches, so at least make them 17 inches long. Then each board on here is 2 3/4, 2 3/4 wide. So go 17, 2 3/4 this way. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And then on the back here, these should be the same. So one is 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and this one here was 2 3/4. I think I shifted it, how I got that. Okay, and they're, say, 17. You're going to need them at least 17 inches long. Okay, and then space those things like this. I spaced them 2 3/4. And this one here is a little bit longer. This is 4 inches here. So for some reason I made it just a little bit wider this way than this way here. So if you go back and double check the video and see what I just said, and then try to make these too, because they come out really nice if you paint them like I showed you on the other ones, and look up some really nice stencils. Okay, that's it for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Threw a couple different things out for you this time. Maybe you can get a head start making some things for the holidays. You know, of course, everybody knows that Christmas is coming up, and we're hoping you guys make some really nice things out there, and maybe give people some gifts. Like I always say, try to be nice and kind to people, especially on the holidays. A lot of people that are doing without, and a little holiday cheer make them happy. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, and just give me a thumbs up. I really like that. So I really appreciate it. So, okay, you have a great day, and thanks for watching.